Okay. So in the last class we discussed about Mauryans art. Now we will discuss about post-Mauryans, the art and architecture which are developed after the decline of Mauryans. Okay. So rock cut caves. We discussed Barabar Hills caves were there, right? So during Mauryans time that were given to Ajivika set Jainism they have given. So the construction of rock cut cave were continue even post Mauryans or after the Mauryans also, but minor changes were there. Earlier only viharas were there. During Mauryans time only viharas. Now we have viharas as well as the chaityas. Viharas as well as chaityas. Viharas we already know. These are the places where monk reside or monasteries we can say. Chaitya, it is a prayer hall. It is a rectangular prayer hall. Okay. Rectangular shape is there. In the middle of that hall we have a stupa, or center of that hall we have a stupa, and they use for the prayer purpose. Okay, so this is a major development in rock cut architecture. During Mauryans times only viharas, but post Mauryan times we have chaityas as well as viharas. Example we have the Udaygiri and Khandargiri caves. Udaygiri and Khandargiri caves, very famous caves are there. This one, Udaygiri and Khandargiri. It is located in near Bhubaneswar, Khurda district. In Odisha there is a district, Khurda district. Inside that district there is a city Bhubaneswar. So this is outskirts of that Bhubaneswar city. Okay, there Udaygiri and Khandargiri caves are located, and those caves were patronized by the Kalinga king. Kalinga king was there, whose name was Kharavela. Kalinga king Kharavela there. He was the same king who patronized even the Odia dance also, classical dance. Okay, we will discuss about classical dance also in later classes. Okay, so this Udaygiri, Khandargiri caves were patronized by the Kharavela king, who was Kalinga king. And regarding the Kharavela, it is mentioned in Hathigampa inscriptions. In Hathigampa inscriptions, it is mentioned about Kharavela. Okay, and that inscription is written in Brahmi script. Then Ranigampa cave in Udaygiri, one of the cave is there in that name of the cave is Ranigampa. There it is having a double story caves we have rather than single. Okay, double story cave also found there. Then stupas. What are the changes in stupas? Rock cut we have discussed. 2. Earlier it was only viharas, now we have a chaityas and viharas. Earlier there was only single story, but after Mauryans we have a double story with some sculptures also that were there. Then regarding the stupas. So during Mauryans stupas were average in size we can say, but after Mauryans the stupas were constructed in a large structure. Okay, more decorative and earlier they used the bricks and wood, right? Bricks and wood, that were the principal material for construction of stupas during Mauryans time. But post Mauryan time, stone was the principal material which they used for the construction of stupas. Toranas. Okay, so Toranas Shunga dynasty, Pushyamitra Shunga time. During Pushyamitra Shunga time only, highly decorated Toranas were introduced. And the height of the Toranas were also high. It is made up of the stones. In that stones there is a engrave of Jataka stories that were also found. Okay. Example, Bharhut Stupa, it is in Madhya Pradesh. See, check. Stone, it is made up of a stone, highly decorated. Sculptures were also there in the Toranas. Earlier Toranas were very simple, made up of wood during Mauryans time. Okay, it doesn't have any sculptures and plain we can say. But here if you observe, during or post Mauryans or during Shunga time, it is size is also enlarged, even the engravings also there, and we can find the sculptures also. And these all are Jataka stories. Okay, so these are the changes in stupas. Okay, rock cut cave, what? Chaityas and viharas. Then single story, then double story. It is with sculptures. Regarding stupas, size of the stupas are more and principal material changed to stone and toranas also change. Example, Barhut stupa. Okay. Then post-Mauryans. Post-Mauryans, 3 schools of art were developed. Post-Mauryans, 3 schools of arts were developed. Okay, sculptures. 3 schools of art of sculptures were developed. Gandhara, Mathura, Amravati. Gandhara, Mathura and Amravati. One by one we will discuss. Gandhara school of art developed in northwest part of India. Mathura school of art developed in Uttar Pradesh. Amravati school of art developed in Andhra Pradesh. Amravati place is there, right? Capital of Andhra Pradesh. Proposed capital, fixed capital, no idea, but capital of Andhra Pradesh. Right? Amravati, that region. So this 3 region, 3 schools of arts were developed. Those are schools of sculptures. Okay, so one by one we will discuss. Gandhara school of art. Gandhara school of art. This school of art were developed in the northwest part of India. Taxila. Especially at present time it is Pakistan and Afghanistan. It was major center of this school, Gandhara school of arts where Jalalabad, Afghanistan. Then we have what you call Taxila, Pakistan, Hadda and Begram. So these are the centers of this Gandhara school of art. Actually, Shaka and Kushans, those are Indo-Greek rulers. Those are Indo-Greek rulers. Those are actually they were the Greek rulers. Okay, who invaded India, conquered India, started ruling some northwest part of India, and they have mingled with Indian culture also. Plus they brought their culture also, Greek culture. So mixing. So those what you call rulers were called Indo-Greek rulers or Indo-Bactrian rulers were there. Okay, so those were Shakas as well as the Kushans. So Shakas and Kushans dynasty rulers, they patronized this Gandhara school of art. They patronized this Gandhara school of art. And in this Gandhara school of art, we can see the influence of the Greeks, influence of Greek as well as the Roman. Why? Because of this Greek rulers. They came, they brought their artist sculptures also. Okay, when they said to prepare the sculpture of Buddha, they prepared the sculpture of Buddha, but according to the Roman and Greek style. So in that way, Gandhara school of art got the Greek and Roman influence. Okay, and in the Gandhara school of art, Buddhas are there, right? So Buddhas are depicted through 4 types of hand gestures. Single Buddha. Generally, there are 4 types of hand gestures or mudras. You have seen the Buddha like this, like this, and like this. Right? That one. So, 4 types of mudras we can find in the Gandhara school of art. Okay. Abhaya mudra, like this, fearless. Okay. Dhyana mudra, like this. That is it. Dharma chakra pravartana, wheel, like this, wheel. Okay. Bhumi sparsha mudra. That Buddha is touching the earth with his hand. Okay. He is telling the earth or Bhumi to witness my enlightenment. That is it. Okay. So these are the 4 major hand gestures or the mudras which were used in Gandhara school of art. Okay. Then we have Mathura school of art. Mathura school of art, it is developed in Mathura. I hope you know Mathura place, it is in Uttar Pradesh. In and around or surroundings of the Mathura or on the river banks of Yamuna. That Mathura school was developed. And who patronized this Mathura? Kushans. Kushans were there who patronized this Mathura school of art. Okay. And this Mathura school of art, in this Mathura school of art, we can find the sculptures belongs to 3 major religions of that time. 3 major religions of that time. That is Jainism, Buddhism, as well as Hinduism. Okay, and what are the major centers? Mathura, Sonk and Kankanitira. These were the centers of Mathura school of art. Okay, if I talk about the art, most of the art is there. It is in the image form or symbolic form. Lord Shiva is there, right? Lord Shiva represented in the Linga form. Okay, Lord Shiva, it is represented in Linga form or Mukhalinga form, and halo around the Buddha, it is highly decorated with the geographical pattern. And surrounding of Buddha, right hand side, left hand side, we can find the Bodhisattva, that is Padmapani and Vajrapani. Padmapani holding the lotus, Vajrapani holding the thunderbolt. Okay, so that were also found in Mathura school of art. Okay, Amravati. Amravati school of art developed in South India, Andhra Pradesh region, especially the south part of the Andhra Pradesh region. Okay, so this were there, and this school is there, right? It is developed on the river bank of Krishna. Satavahanas rulers are there. Satavahanas, they patronize this Amravati school of art. Okay, in Gandhara school of art, mostly they gave importance on the single idol. Single idol. Mathura school of art also single idol. Single idol or single sculpture. But this Amravati school of art, it is totally different. Rather than single idol or single structure, there is a multiple and dynamic structure, we can say, like narration of the stories. Narration of the stories in the architecture form, we can say. I'll show you once. See, this is Gandhara, this is Mathura, but here you check, this is Amravati. Multiple idols are there, right? So this is a narration of the stories. Narration of stories that we can find in the Amravati school of art. Now the question is, which narration? Jataka stories. Jataka stories we can find here. Got it? And in Amravati, one of the unique feature is that there the idols are there, right? Idol bodies are in Tribhanga postures. Tribhanga posture means body with three bend. Okay. And major centers are Amravati and Nagarjuna Konda. Now, we should know how Buddha is depicted in this all three school of art. It is very, very important how Buddha is depicted. So if I talk about the Gandhara school of art, okay, we'll find the difference, all these three difference one by one. Gandhara school of art, it is having a Greek influence, Greek and Roman influence. How it got, we already discussed, right? What are the material they used? They use the grey sandstone. Gandhara school of art, they use grey sandstone, and they also use the stucco with the plaster. That means certain idols are there which are made up of plasters also, that were also found. And here in Gandhara, majorly Buddha's idols were found. Buddha's idols were found. And who patronizes this Gandhara? Kushans and Shakas. That is there, and it is in northwest part of India. Here, from this, it is very important how the Buddha was depicted in the Gandhara school of art. Spiritual Buddha. Spiritual Buddha is there, very stylish with wavy hair, because Greek Roman influence was there. No? They have that wavy hair, like Malinga, Sri Lankan cricketer is there. No? Wavy hair, like that it is there. Okay. Okay, curly hair. Curly wavy. Let's see. Like this. Okay. The next, Buddha is having the beard and moustache also. Buddha is having beard as well as the moustache. Lean body, not fat Buddha like Chinese. Nowadays Chinese people have the fat Buddha. Laughing Buddha, you have seen that? No. Lean Buddha is there. Okay, both. Buddha is seated as well as in the standing position. That is there. half of the eyes are closed. Meditation posture. Ears are there, na? Yes. It is a enlarged ears. Ears, see this much. Big ears are there. Actually, reality it is not there. Human being, but it is having Greek influence. Na? Easily we can see. Okay. So in that way, Buddha is depicted. Here, cushions. It is indigenous in nature. It doesn't have any influence, and it belongs to 3 religions: Jainism, Buddhism, as well as Hinduism. Then spotted red sandstone they use, material which they have used, and cushions. These were patronized by the cushions. Area mainly the North Indian. Depiction of the Buddha, delighted Buddha, and not spiritual look. Delighted Buddha means enjoyment. Whenever you get Saturday, when you are on Saturday, how is your look? The fun, like that. So that one, delighted Buddha, not spiritual look. Okay, making merry, like laughing Buddha. That Buddha is there. Clean shave Buddha, no mustache, no beard, strong muscular Buddha. Okay, that is there. And most of the Buddhas are in seated position. Seated position, eyes are widely open. Not like that. No. Eyes are widely open and ears are small, normal. Not enlarged like a Gandhara school of art. Okay. So this is about the depiction of the Buddhas in Mathura school of art. In Amravati, there is no single statue of Buddha. It is a, depict a story of the Jatakas. So multiple idols are there. Okay, so these are the difference between Gandhara school of art, Mathura school of art, as well as Amravati school of art. The material which they use influences region as well as the depiction of Buddha. Okay, and now we will discuss about mudras. Mudras. See, Vitarka Mudra. It indicates the teaching and intellectual discussion. This one. That's it. Okay, so here if you observe, the tip of the thumb, the tip of the thumb is there, right? And index fingers, they are touching each other, forming a circle. See, circle. Knowledge. So that is Vitarka Mudra. Then we have Anjali Mudra. Wait, Namaste we said, na? Anjali Mudra. Greeting, devotion, adoration. Okay. So generally this kind of mudra, it is for Bodhisattvas, not for Buddha. It is for Bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas who seek knowledge to attain the Nirvana. Okay. Then next we have Uttar Bodhi, supreme enlightenment, like this. This one. This mudra, it is known for charging up of energy, that supremacy, or it symbolizes the perfection also. This mudra. If you observe many, big personalities are there, right? Steve Jobs, those, right? They do this kind of mudra, na? During presentation. If you observe. Okay. Anyway, Varna Mudra, this one, like this. This Southeast Asia you can find, and China, this kind of mudra. It is signifies the 5 perfection: generosity, morality, patience, efforts, and meditative concentration. Like that. But eyes are not single eyes closed, no? Both eyes half closed. That one. Okay. See this Karna Mudra. Wandering of evil. Evils are there, right? This helps to remove sickness, negative thoughts. That one. This one. Karna Mudra. Okay, Vajra. Vajra Mudra. It indicates the knowledge actually. The amount of knowledge which a person hold, or this indicate importance of knowledge or a supreme wisdom. Okay, so this is about different mudras which were used for Buddhist sculptures. Okay, in the Gandhara School of Art, Mathura School of Art, as well as the Amravati School of Art. Got it? So this is about the post-Mauryans art and architecture. Architecture is less, but art is more actually.